Kung Fu Panda is not Po's movie.
What? What?
Jack, it's called Kung Fu Panda. But I'm here to tell you that it might as well be called Kung Fu Red Panda, if that's what Shifu is, because honestly, I don't know what he is. Spanning back many years is this story. It starts actually when Shifu gets baby Tai Lung on his crib doorstep, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna train you to be the Dragon Warrior, because that's what Shifu wants, right? He wants to train the Dragon Warrior. Before Po ever even gets on the scene, his story is actually already taking place long before Po. Po's just like a fanboy that gets there, and then somehow he's the main character, but you're like, this dude, for real?
The panda?
But Shifu is really controlling. He's really controlling as a master. He's really controlling as a father. He's really controlling as just a person. That control, and it causes the main problem of the movie, which is the antagonist Tai Lung. Shifu trains up this boy that's singular goal was to become the Dragon Warrior and has no regard for anything other than his own selfish ambition. It's a reflection on Shifu's selfish ambition and his pursuit of this goal that is not complete. He's got like a good dream to pursue this, but the way he's going about it has to get worked out over the course of this movie.
He tried to take the scroll by force.
When Tai Lung turns bad initially, Shifu loses a part of himself. He loses a part of that almost innocence, and he just becomes this kind of like hollow husk of a man. Shifu saw what he could work for in his own strength, in his own ambition, what he could put forth, and he did it to the fullest he could do it, and it ended up in this just horrendous monster. And Shifu still thinks he's in control. He still thinks he's in control of all these circumstances. He still thinks he's in control of training the Dragon Warrior, training and making sure all these things fall into place, because he relies on himself for the solution to almost all the problems.
You will have ears like mine.
That's good.
Ears? It's not working for you? I thought they were pretty good.
It's Shifu.
Of course it's Shifu. What do you think I'm doing?
There's so much tension with Po and Shifu. I think it's a really cool reflection of like our own relationships. When people go into work environments and the boss doesn't like them or whatever, it's like, you know, you're just stuck in a room with somebody and it's just not working out, but you guys can't go anywhere else and you got to figure it out. And I think that's one of the really beautiful things of this movie. But it all really culminates in this legendary peach tree scene that is one of my favorite animated scenes really in general. I think it is just that you just get these like nuggets in movies sometimes when they have all these cool backgrounds, all these cool characters, all these cool conflicts, and then it all just like meshes and intertwines together and gives you this really beautiful nugget. It's like the meaning that they're really trying to drive home. And I would definitely say that's what this is for at least Shifu's character. There's a certain type of person like Shifu that thinks, I'll do this and I'll get this. And I think that's where we are as a society a lot. We post on Instagram, we get likes. We put in this, we expect to get that. And sometimes when we put in something and we don't get something, it's really hard to like reconcile. And you think, okay, I just got to figure out a new way to put in, a new way to put in, a new way to put in. And what this movie speaks about is like sometimes in life, there are things that you aren't meant to put in, but you're just meant to wait and believe that that thing will get put in at the right moment, if it's not even through you. And that is super hard to understand for somebody like Shifu, because he wants to be able to do everything himself. He wants to be able to train the Dragon Warrior. Like Tai Lung was a successful failure for him. Like, he put in all of this stuff to get that, and it's almost Uguay's fault that it didn't work out. But because of the respect that he has for his authority, he honors Uguay and he trusts him. He's his master. So he's willing to say, okay, there's probably something that I'm not seeing.
But how? How? I need your help, Master.
No, you just need to believe. Promise me, Shifu. Promise me you will believe.
I will try.
That is crazy. That is a theme I don't think many movies get actually to touch on. And that is why this movie, in my opinion, is one of the greatest story-wise and animation-wise. Like, look at this scene of the peach tree, or this scene of the arrows flying, or just the battle with Tai Lung, the lightning going crazy. It's like everything is just this beautiful Chinese painting that they just masterfully crafted on top of this amazing story. Even the Furious Five, because they've still been trained by Shifu, they don't have the faith that Oogway has. Tigress, Mantis, all the five, they're like, okay, Poe's not gonna be able to save us. We need to go and figure this out ourselves. And it's almost like the second failure of this mindset, where the Furious Five thinks we can do this in our own strength. We can do this our own way. Let's go and do this. And it just goes absolutely horribly for them. I would say that's an offshoot of Shifu's thoughts, an offshoot of Shifu's mentality. Shifu, I think, finally understands this, and he finally realizes, no, there's something going on here that I'm not in control of. There's something going on here that's a higher power that I can believe is really providing for this circumstance. And he doesn't really get there, honestly. Poe's gone, you know, he's got to fight Tai Lung himself. But at least he repents of his selfishness to the production of his selfishness. And because he had to have a new mindset with training Poe, and because of Poe's character in general, that surrendered mindset of trusting that this is, you know, this is the way, it actually wins in the end, and it actually conquers. And Poe beats Tai Lung. Tai Lung is even so arrogant and so prideful that he's like, he doesn't even think he's an issue, but because of just the way Poe's built, because Poe built different, he just absolutely destroys him, bro. Man, there is a way that is not our way. Like, there is a way that is something that we can't do in our own strength, that we have to believe in the right circumstances, in the right time, that will be worked out into our lives. Personally, I would say that that's my view of God. The real truths of film, it usually matches a greater truth. We all see, you know, we all see love, peace, patience, goodness, kindness in these films, in these good characters. We recognize that as humans, no matter who you are, you can recognize that that is good. And what I believe is that there is actually an ultimate form of that goodness. Like, there's the ultimate completion of goodness. There's the ultimate form of love. And I believe that it's found in God. I believe that it's found in Jesus. And the more you study the Bible, the more you study those scriptures, is when you see that kind of unwrapped. And so what I see in this film is those truths. It doesn't have to look the language of Christianity. It doesn't have to look the language of the Bible, or, you know, the Old Testament. It doesn't have to look like that, because there is something out there that's even greater than our constructs of how we go about in worship, how we go about in learning. That's just truth. What I see in this film is a man who had to believe that there was something greater that he couldn't bring to pass. He has to have faith in something higher for it to be brought to pass in the way in which it desires it to be brought to pass. And man, if you're walking in the faith with God, if you're walking the faith with Christ, that's something you're going to literally see. That's something you're literally going to experience. And it sucks sometimes. It really sucks, because you have to recognize, especially if you're the person that tends to say, I need to control all these things, like Shifu, then you easily could find yourself in the position where all the things that you put in produce nothing. And you have to believe that there is something coming, that there's someone working all things for your good to take you somewhere you never could have imagined you would ever be in the first place. And that was kind of the arc of Shifu. That is why I believe Shifu is the main character of Kung Fu Panda. No, not the main character, but it's his story. It is a really good one. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Jack the Mac!
My name is Jack McIntyre, and I'm a writer and filmmaker with a passion for storytelling. I believe that films should mean more than just quick entertainment. It's something that I feel like our culture has really lost, but that films are meant originally to serve others through grounded storytelling and universal truths, and speaking about the human life and the human condition and how we can all grow. And if you'd like to support this vision, honestly, just watching this video, liking it, sharing, but most importantly, just consider subscribing. It would really mean a lot to me, and I hope that you'll stick around for more content. Thank you.